Right now, we're heading down to Quobba Station. It's just north of Carnarvon, on the mid-west coast of WA. We're starting our trip here. We're heading north, we're going to take in Nalo, Ningaloo, we're going to go to Coral Bay, we're going to finish up in the magnificent Cape Range National Park, just out of Exmouth.
Looking for a mad deal on the gear that you're chasing? Like this awning, I've got you covered. Keep an eye out throughout this video for an exclusive discount code and get 10% off store-wide for all 4-Wheel-Drive Supacentre YouTube subscribers. And as always, enjoy this adventure because this is an epic trip.
You know, I've been coming up to this stretch of coast for years, and I absolutely love it because there's something here for everyone. Whether you're into your surfing, your fishing, your snorkeling, or even just sitting on the beach building sandcastles. There's something for every member of the family up here, and the best bit about it, you've got to have a 4-wheel drive to access it. We are going to have one heck of a trip. Coming along for the ride, we've got Shelley and her best mate Sam. Now these girls love their four-wheeling, and it's not surprising. Just look at that huge GU they've got to play with. Also joining us is Scott and his 2 kids, Kaj and Seisha. They're riding in Scott's Pride and Joy Hilux. Alright guys, this is Quobba Station. We've just got to pull in here and see Tim. We've got to get a map off him, just let him know we're in the area, okay? This is him here with the hat, working on the back of the ute. Just pulling in and say good day. Quobba Station is located on the southern tip of the Ningaloo Reef Marine Park, north of Carnarvon. Tim here owns the station where he lives and works with his family. What a wonderful place to be. He's got it made. Tim, mate, we wouldn't mind spending a night on the station if we could, mate, if you've got a bit of room for us.
Absolutely. We've a couple of spots you can camp on the coast. Yep. One's here at the homestead, or the other one is 60 kilometres up at Red Bluff. And there's plenty to see up and down the coast on the way. All day visit, but camping's here and up at Red Bluff.
Only those 2 spots?
2 spots only on this piece coastline.
Okay.
We've made a bit of a map up for people that turn up, haven't been here before. On the map here, we've got the tracks out that we allow people to go to.
Tim, it's good to see that you're actually managing it though, not closing it, mate. For me, someone who loves to come up to places like this, you know, it'd be so easy for you to say no.
I've got to tell you, I reckon it's one of the things about being Australian. You're allowed to go to the beach for free.
Absolutely, mate.
And so I don't stop anyone going to the coast along here.
Yep.
Yeah, as long as they respect the environment and look after it, they've got complete access to this coastline.
Mate, you can't argue with that.
There you go.
You cannot argue with that. Well, look, can you show us a bit up here and maybe tag along with us for a little bit?
I'll run you up the road up to the first track, scenic lookout up there, and point you onto Cape Quobba and Red Bluff, and you can take the map and like I say, hopefully you won't get lost.
Mate, Tim, one thing you should know about me, mate, I can get lost just about anywhere.
We'll see.
I'll keep the ocean on my left and we'll see how we go.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll follow you up there.
Let's go.
Okay, mate. Quobba Station is absolutely beautiful, and it's definitely something to be experienced by everyone. You can do a range of activities here, including land-based game fishing, surfing, and some of the best snorkeling in the world. Its isolated beaches are world-renowned, with whales, turtles, and other abundant marine and wildlife to see during your stay. Your choice of accommodation ranges from camping or palm frond humpies, fishing shacks, cottages, right the way through to luxury eco-safari tents on top of Red Bluff. Right now, I feel very lucky to be here amongst this wonderful landscape, but I didn't like what Tim was about to tell me next. He gave me a warning of a potential storm heading our way and said we'd be in for a lot of rain once we head north. I'm just hoping it holds off and it won't ruin our plans. So you're heading back to the station now?
Pretty much I'm out of here.
Okay.
Yep. I'll leave you blokes on your way and yeah, good luck to you.
Yeah, good on you, mate.
Good on you.
Cheers, mate. Well, how spectacular is this bit of coastline? As Tim said, 4K's up here, turn left, head off to Whistling Rock. Let's go and have a look, eh? You know, I reckon tyre pressures are a lot like good manners. They'll both get you a heck of a long way, but cost you absolutely nothing. I've just let my tyres down to 12 PSI, and I'm confident I can go back down to about 8 without too many problems. It's all about knowing your four-wheel drive, your tyres, and the terrain you're about to hit. Alrighty, well Tim said it's 4k up this track, folks. We've got to follow these cliffs here. 4k up, turn left, and we get down to something called Whistling Rock. And then I say we head north, maybe wet a line, eh?
It's great that we get to see this sort of coastline.
Yeah, it sure is pretty specky. And check where the track goes. It's right upside these cliffs here. Look at this track, what an absolute cracker.
Amazing.
I'm glad they're leaving these tracks open to maintenance and not closing it off. It should be open to all of us to come and experience this.
Yeah, dead right, mate. Couldn't agree more. Keep your eyes peeled out to the left too, because there's heaps of turtles around. This coastal track is absolutely awesome, and it's a fantastic way to take in the scenery. The terrain is a mix of limestone, rock and sand, and for the most part, it's pretty easy to negotiate with four-wheel drive. However, though we had dropped our tyre pressures down to the soft sand was about to claim its first victim. Shelley's got the right idea here. A little bit of backward and forward motion, just enough to try and build up momentum. But that sand's got a hold on her, and there's no way she's going to get out of there.
Probably best we get you out of there, Shelley. We don't want to cut these tracks up anymore.
Then when it's start time, we can get the winch and get her out.
Here comes the cavalry.
Well, Shelley's got herself in a bit of a predicament down there. She's on the edge of a sand slope, and while she probably could crawl her way forward, all she's really doing is chewing up the track, and we don't want to do that. So the easiest way to get her out is to give her a bit of a winch. Now why? The reason I'm not chucking a snatch strap on, which would be a lot quicker, is because this sand is dreadfully soft. And I reckon if I get a snatch strap on her, I'm just going to go down myself, and that'll be two. You know how much fun having two people bogged is.
I hope we don't get wet tonight. I reckon we will.
Beautiful. Let's get her out of here. You know, I always take an opportunity like this when I've got all of my winch cable out, just to run along it. Have a bit of a look, make sure there's nothing wrong with it. It's not often you get your entire winch cable out, so it's good practice. Just have a bit of a check whilst you've got it out.
Starting to rain over here, Lewis. I think we're going to get wet tonight.
Well, what I'm going to do first is just take up the slack in that winch cable there, Shelley, and I'll let you know when I've done that. I'm not actually going to try and pull you out yet, just going to take up the slack, mate.
Okay, Shelley, got a copy down there?
Copy, Graham.
All right, mate, as I pull you forward, I'm going to give you two directions. One's your wheel placement, and the other one I'm going to tell you when to drive and when not to drive.
But as we come forward now, just a bit of left hand down, eh?
Roger.
Alrighty, here we go. Clear, winching! Have a bit of a drive there for me. And stop. Left hand down and drive. Keep driving. Stop, 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 stop. You see, what I'm doing here is, rather than trying to pull Shelley all the way up, I'm getting her to help me out by driving a little bit as she gets a lot of tension on the winch rope. It's almost acting like a little bit of a bungee cord and just using the momentum of the winch just to pull her up out of the sand. Works an absolute treat, and it means you're not working your winches hard either.
All right, let's give it another go.
That'll do, stop there. Actually, I might just get you forward just a little bit more. What do you say?
Copy.
Okay, away we go. And go. Yeah, you're good there.
Thanks, Graham.
All good. I think Shelley can drive from there. That was actually a bit trickier than I thought. That took a bit more planning, a bit more effort than I thought it would. I thought I'd just pop her straight out of there, but that sand is like talcum powder, really soft. Oh, and just so you know, VB is my beer of choice. VB, copy that?
Copy that, Graham.
Righto, mate, we just wanted to make sure you knew that. That's good. A gentle bit of right foot to get some momentum, and she's out. It was a good job the rain held off too, but unfortunately, I don't think it's going to last long.
Beautiful. Well done. Well, girls, you've made the long drive up for your summer holidays. What do you think?
Beautiful weather.
Good weather, eh? As good as it gets. Good weather for ducks. We're all going on a summer holiday. Fun and laughter for a week or two. Whoa!
Right now, we're travelling along the cliff-top track just above Cape Cuvier, and the visibility is absolutely terrible.
You wouldn't want to take the wrong turn on this track. It's very close to the cliff edge.
Here's the scenery, but
Oh, marvellous. Absolutely marvellous.
Cape Cuvier is roughly midway between Red Bluff and Quobba Homestead, and it's here that salt is stockpiled ready for collection by bulk carriers. But this is all off limits to the public. I'm on the lookout for a short, steep, sandy track that leads down to the base of the cliff, because it's down here that you're going to find the rusty remains of the Korean Star Shipwreck.
Righto, folks, this looks to me to be the access track down to the wreck of the Korean Star. What do you say we head on down and have a look?
let's go.
Pretty specky looking track, eh? Keep your wheels in the right spot. It's a long way down.
The Korean Star had sailed from Hong Kong to Cape Cuvier on the 11th of May back in 1988 with ballast and a crew of 19. It was deemed a major incident when it went aground on the 20th of May in 1988 as a result of cyclonic weather conditions which caused it to drag its anchor. The ship was declared a constructive total loss after it broke in two following the grounding.
Well, this is what's left of the Korean Star. It was wrecked some time ago. A large ship too, so given that, there's not a lot left. What it really shows though is the absolute immense power of the wind and waves this area gets. We're 100 feet from the edge of the water there where it would have broken up, and there's wreckage strewn way down there and way up there. So this coastline, not to be messed with. Really quite impressive.
With this storm coming in, it feels very eerie to be down here with this wreck, considering it was in fact the weather that sealed its fate. But back in Shorty, I was about to find out that Mother Nature had big plans for us too.
Well, I've just heard the radio report and it ain't great. It's a tropical monsoonal low just off the coast here, which is bringing massive rainfalls, huge swells. As you can see, they're building right now, and the wind is going to pick up to unprecedented levels. So common sense dictates that we really shouldn't push on too much further. Now, Nalo station has got cabins available up there, so we're going to head up to Nalo, see if we can't hunker down and sit this one out. But really is looking very, very unpleasant out there. Phenomenal amount of water on the tracks. Massive puddles that are not normally here. Really quite something to see. Here's one here.
I love going through water.
We have to get up to Nalo Homestead fairly swiftly because we don't want to be cut off here between the two stations. With all this rain, it won't be long before the station road is closed and, worse still, fully underwater.
Well, we finally made it to Nalo Bay. Conditions are absolutely atrocious. Winds have come up, raining, freezing cold. Weather report says it's going to get absolutely worse than this too. The big tropical monsoonal low off the coast. Things just couldn't get any worse. We're going to do the sensible thing. See if we can get some accommodation up here and sit this out, because this is just ridiculous.
Well, I guess it's time to kiss goodbye to our original plan of a leisurely summer's drive. This weather looks like it's here to stay. Having reached refuge at Nalo station, we were handed the keys to some fairly sturdy cabins. But while the girls, Scott and the kids decided to dry out and relax, I wanted to find out the latest news about the storm from the station owner.
Well, I'm here with Paul from Nalo station. As you can see, the weather has gone absolutely nuts. Paul, is this normal, mate?
No, I've been here 5 years, we've
Never had anything like this.
normally we'll get a cyclone rain that'll come down and we'll get 48 mil in an hour.
And then,
but this is going to go for days.
so how does this affect you on the station?
Well, when these winds come in, we have to go and tie things down and remove stuff like solar panels and so we don't get blown away. And I have a trapyard full of goats I have to get up and let out now because we can't get the trucks up to get them out.
So you've got to go out in this?
You're going with me. So yeah, we have to go out in this, I'm afraid.
So you need me to give you a hand?
Yes, please.
Crikey, mate. Oh, that is absolutely unbelievable out there. The wind is phenomenal and the rain is coming in sideways. The rain should fall down, not sideways. I tell you what, old girl, if ever there was a time I needed you, it's right now. Don't let me down. Don't let me down.
Led by Paul and station worker Ferrell, we head out on our first mission to release the goats from the trap.
Mate, how far have we got to go along this track here?
Oh, it's about maybe 12 k's up to where we're going to let the goats out.
How's the track go? Does it get any worse than this, mate, or is this about it?
And this is the motorway. Wait till you get to the track.
Oh, crikey. All right.
Right now, we're heading north, deeper and deeper into the pastoral part of the station, and further from any help.
This is just phenomenal. You go through a puddle, the wind is so strong. You go through a puddle, the water comes up and then blows sideways way over the other side of the car. It's quite a phenomenal sight to see. Following Ferrell, the water is just going crazy down the side, getting blown away. Hey Paul, when did you last see this much water on the track, mate?
I've never seen this much water on this track. Normally this drains, because we're all sand, it drains pretty quick, but it's just coming down too quick for it.
So I'm pretty privileged, mate, to have seen it like this.
Yeah, well, it's only rained. This is the third day of rain in 2 years.
I can't believe that. I seem to be the rain bringer.
Meanwhile, back at the cabins, the rest of the team seem to be settling in just fine. Yeah, that's it, girls. You just relax in your nice dry clothes, reading a nice dry book, and brushing your nice dry hair.
Yeah. I wonder how Graham's doing out there.
Aw, thanks for the concern though, Sam. We're 12 kilometres away from the homestead and we reach our first goal, the goat trap. And I think it's fair to say that the goats here have had enough of this weather as well.
Well, as you can see, conditions are pretty ordinary. Paul, Ferrell are just letting these goats out because the road's so bad they can't get the truck in here to take the goats out. So they can't leave them in the pen. So yeah, we've got to kick them out. Don't think I'd like to be stuck in here in this weather either. In fact, I don't like being stuck in here in this weather.
Paul has many of these traps positioned all over the station, but most of them were emptied onto trucks and sent to market just the other day, whilst the roads were still actually passable. Usually the goats walk the dry, arid land out here and are lured into the traps by the water trough. Once these goats are out of here though, I don't think they're going to need water for some time.
I understand that. You'll freeze to death.
Back on the track for objective number 2, locate and remove the station solar panel.
Be careful up in front, we're coming to a bit of a jump up and it's pretty loose and stony, so just take your time going down it.
Roger that, mate. I might even let you go down first, and I'll give you a bit of room. The surf spots I can see out there, these guys have got access to. Heck, unbelievable. What an experience, eh? You know, this reminds me of that Simpson trip I did. Just don't expect it to rain in places like this, but when it does, you've got to think yourself fortunate to see it. I mean, Paul hasn't even seen it like this. Farrell hasn't ever seen it like this. So to luck into something that just doesn't happen. You know, you've really got to look at it on the positive side, don't you? This is just amazing to be able to see a part of the world almost flooded where it never rains. It's twice I've done it. Awesome, absolutely awesome.
Graham, enjoy this easy bit because once we get to this big dune, that's when the work starts. So it's about a couple hundred, well, it's about 100 metres up ahead. So we'll see you there.
Now that dune looks pretty menacing from the bottom, and the track winds around in different directions at the top too.
There goes nothing. One benefit we've got going for us here, of course, is this rain's caused the sand to really compact. I can only imagine what this would be like in the middle of summer when it's all fluffy and soft. I reckon it'd almost be undrivable. But today it's actually quite firm.
This is turning out to be a pretty big dune system, and the view from up here on a good day must be absolutely awesome. But you know what they say, what goes up must come down.
That's got a little lip on it. Straight down, feet off the brake. Let the car do all the work.
Graham, watch this bit's a little bit twisty. And just watch out for branches. They'll do a bit of panel damage.
Whoa! Gotta remember to steer. There's a little steep bit. Oh, there's a steep and sharp bit too. I think a bit of momentum won't hurt. Oh, how much fun is that?
It's not too much further, and we reach our target.
You see that other windmill in the background there? That's all that's left of the last cyclone that came through here. Now, tonight's winds are predicted to be not much less. So we're taking that solar panel down, we're going to chuck it in the back of the car and take it back to the homestead because they're worth a fair bit. I've got a feeling, if you left that there, it'd end up in the ocean over there by tomorrow morning. Perfectly done, mate. Thanks for the help.
Mission complete. It's time to head back to the homestead and wait out this storm. Paul decides to take me back along a more scenic route. I hope I get to see this on a sunny day because it is just spectacular.
Well, Graham, there's Gnarly Bay. It doesn't look so hot today, but when it's 35 degrees and sunny, it's absolutely spectacular.
Mate, it's about minus 35 degrees today, blowing a gale, and it's still spectacular, so I can only imagine what it looks like on a perfect day. It must be beautiful.
Hey Paul, what does the word Nalo mean? Has it got a meaning?
Today it means too friggin' wet.
Well, I'll tell you what, blokes that live on these stations out here in the middle of nowhere, they have really got their work cut out for them, especially in conditions like this. I mean, you can hear the rain thrashing against the side of the four-wheel drive here. But for me, situations like that and opportunities like that, they're not to be missed. You've got to get out and you've got to try them. You've got to step out your comfort zone, I reckon. I would not have seen some of the country today if I hadn't gone out with the boys. We got the job done, everyone got back safe, and now weather report says it's only going to get worse. It's going to peak about midnight tonight, and it's nearly a Category 1 cyclone. So there's nothing to do but to batten down the hatches, ride this one out, cross your fingers, hope for blue sky tomorrow. What a day, what a day.
Get more for less at 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre with incredible deals on Adventure King's camping and outdoor gear. Take your camping experience to the next level with the amazing Grand Tourer Mark III aluminium rooftop tent, the rooftop tent that practically sets itself up. King's portable gazebos are built ultra strong with a tough steel frame, are easy to set up even by yourself and are available in multiple sizes for the campsite or the job site. The incredible new 270-degree freestanding awning can be set up in just 40 seconds and wraps around the side and the back of your car for incredible amounts of shelter. Hit the water on a King's inflatable stand-up paddleboard for an insane amount of fun at the beach, the river or the dam. But warning, it's highly addictive. Plus there's fridges, solar panels and more to make every adventure incredible. At 4 Wheel Drive Supacentre, you get more for less.
After a restless night in the cabin, it was plain to see that this was no ordinary storm.
Well, this is it. This is the morning after the night in the cabin. Hasn't stopped raining all night. This is truly incredible. I've never seen anything like it. Winds last night nearly ripped the top off my cabin. I've never seen rain like this anywhere, regardless of the fact that we're on the edge of the desert. Excuse me. We really don't have a plan for today other than to try and get out of here. Don't know what the roads are like. We're going to have to speak to the station owner, but this is just, I wish you folks could be here. This, well, you know, I know you folks don't, but this is incredible. Truly incredible.
That afternoon, it seemed that Mother Nature had relaxed and the skies began to clear. The mood around Nalo was somewhat sombre, as we didn't yet know if we would be able to get off the station and finish our trip. Even though it had stopped raining, the roads out of here are still likely to be underwater. I decided to head over to see Paul and find out the latest on the situation and hear our fate. I really wasn't looking forward to this one bit, and I'm bracing myself for bad news.
Paul, that was an epic night, mate. What's the news for today?
Yeah, the news is you guys aren't leaving. Yeah, you're here for a few days, but looks like because all the roads are closed, even into town, and then from Carnarvon south to Shark Bay and north to Manila.
So it's not just the road out of the station, it's the highway as well?
Yeah, it's the highway.
How often does that happen?
Never seen that happen.
You've never seen it happen?
No.
And what?
Not as far down as Shark Bay.
I mean, how many days can we be here for?
Well, that depends how quick the water disappears.
Yeah. What about the rivers around here?
Well, there's no rivers between here and Carnarvon.
But if they come up down there?
If they come up down here, I'll back up to the lake, and then you might not get across the tower either. So.
Could be Christmas in Nalo.
Could be.
Well, that's a bit of bad news, but I always try and find the positives in any situation. You're going to be stranded somewhere. Nalo's not a bad place to be stranded. This has got to be one of the most pristine bits of coastline you're going to find anywhere in Australia, so to be stuck here, can't really complain, can I? Now, the highway's most definitely closed. There's another front coming through, which doesn't look too good either. But right now, we've got a nice window of reasonably okay weather. It's cloudy, but it's nice and warm. So, we're all going to go down and check out what you can do at Nalo.
Led by Ferrell, we're heading north into areas of the station that are not normally accessible to the general public. But seeing as Ferrell may need assistance on these waterlogged tracks, we're able to join him on a trip while he carries out his pastoral duties.
So Ferrell, where are we heading up here, mate?
We're going to try and get through to the northern boundary and check a couple of water tanks and stockyards on the way through. Need a bit of backup because it's going to get pretty wet and muddy, mate.
That sounds like a dream come true, mate, given the weather. I'm all for it, mate, all for it. How often do you get up here, mate?
Generally about 2-3 times a week, but usually late at night. And the bonus is, if you're really late, you get to stop and do a bit of fishing on the way back.
That's got me written all over it. What do you say, folks? Bit of fishing on the way back? Hell yeah.
Yes, please.
Not often you get corrugations underwater.
Smooth as.
Oh, corrugations on a water crossing.
There is still an absolute mass of water hanging around on these tracks, but I can see that it's already starting to slowly recede. Things are starting to look up. This could be a great day, providing no more rain comes our way.
Righto, as I was saying earlier, we're heading up north to the northern boundary. This is 15 mile here on our left. Those sand dunes up there, they're the southern part of Cape Barqua. We're about halfway. We'll stop at Barqua for a quick break once we get there.
Nice one, mate, nice one. Those, that bay there, that's 15 mile bay there, is it?
Yeah, 15 mile right on our left now, and as we get up about another 1.5 kilometres, 2 kilometres, then it's 17 mile west.
It's a nice looking bay, that is about doobie.
Finally, it looks as if we're going to be able to see the bay in sunshine. Buckets and spades at the ready, kids.
Alright, we're coming up to Cape Farquhar where you ladies and gentlemen, grommets can stop and go for a swim. There's some awesome snorkelling up here. There's a place called the Five Fingers. I don't know much about it, but apparently you can walk out and have a look at the fish way out in the water.
Now that is not a bad view, mate.
Oh, nice! That looks awesome.
Have a look at this, kids.
Wow, this is Cape Farquhar and it is absolutely magical. You know what, we are really privileged to be up here at the moment and have this whole bay to ourselves. This is complete paradise and I'm looking forward to cooling off in the water.
Righto, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming up to a spot that most of the locals call Quobba Bay. Very nice and peaceful and secluded, exceptionally good snorkelling and awesome views.
Snorkelling, ladies!
Cape Farquhar is within a marine sanctuary zone, which means there is total protection for all marine life.
Here we are.
Now, visitors are allowed to observe marine life in its natural state, but no extractive activities are permitted in these zones, which means that no recreational or commercial fishing is allowed in this area.
Well, how good is this? This weather window's kept open. Cape Farquhar. You know what? Not many people get to see this. This is a marine sanctuary and the gate is normally locked. We've been allowed up here. And I gotta say, this is unbelievable. And I, for one, I'm gonna get in that water and go for a snorkel. I've been waiting for this day for days now. Can't wait.
Snorkelling on the Coral Coast is an absolute must. The abundance of marine life up here is simply overwhelming. There are plenty of reefs that are accessible just off the beach on this stretch of coast, and the variety of coral and fish you will see will blow your mind. It's like being in another world under the surface of this water, and I, for one, am loving every second of it.
That is more like it. Absolutely unbelievable out there. I could stay here all day, but we've got places to go and more things to see.
Righto, ladies and gentlemen, what do you reckon to that?
Farrell, without a doubt, mate, that's got to be one of the nicest bays that we've been into. That's just superb. Well worth the drive.
Yeah, that was amazing. And it was private too, secluded, just for us.
Thanks again, Farrell, for taking us down here. Feel very privileged to come out here in a place like this and experience it.
Not a problem. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I do every time I come here. And yeah, probably shouldn't say it, but I'm wondering what the rich and famous are doing right now.
I can tell you they are at Cape Farquhar.
We're on our way out of the sanctuary area and onto one of Farrell's favourite fishing spots. But first, we've got a bit of a detour so that he can check one of the many goat traps that are dotted around the area. Sheep, just like the goats, are attracted to the water and caught in these traps. For this big ram though, it's his lucky day because we're going to let him go.
That's Sheep's lucky day.
With the shadows getting longer, it's approaching the perfect time to wet a line. And I've got to say, I'm pretty excited.
Alright, about 200 metres down here we've got a bit of a drop off, a bit rocky, usually a bit slippery and slidey. Probably about a 10 metre drop off. We'll go down, watch out for the water course, it might have run across the road again.
Roger that, mate. You can't beat the view up here.
On these steep, rocky descents, it's all about choosing the right gear and letting engine compression slow you down.
Holy.
Hold on and enjoy the ride.
Brakes working? Can you see over your bonnet?
Even if you're keen to get somewhere in a hurry like we are, make sure you take it easy in country you don't know. There's nothing that will spoil a day like having an accident. So make sure you pace yourself. We're nearing Farrell's favourite fishing spot now. Just a few more windy tracks and we should be there. This place seems to be pretty well hidden and secluded. Something tells me Farrell likes the quiet life, and I can't argue with that.
Mr. Farrell's favourite secret fishing spot.
Dad, I knew you say fishing.
Yeah, finally we go fishing.
I tell you what, Ferrell, this is just what the doctor ordered. A beautiful, secluded fishing spot all to ourselves.
Well, as you can see, we finally had a day of good weather. Everyone is absolutely stoked to be down at the beach. Beautiful evening for once. We're going to wet a line. I'll tell you what, the way I've been fishing of late, I wouldn't be watching me. But check out the sunset we're going to get. I don't care if I catch a fish. I honestly don't care if I catch a fish. Just going to sit on the beach, enjoy good company, and maybe have a sneaky one. I'll tell you one thing. If you catch a fish and I don't, that's it. I quit fishing. No more. All right? That's a promise.
They go mad on squid up here. Yeah, I like to give them a smorgasbord when I'm trying to catch something, mate. Just like you want a smorgasbord when you're going out there for that feed.
Right now, we're targeting reef fish. This time of day, with the sun just touching the horizon, it's the perfect time to wet a line.
Well, how good is this? Setting sun, warm water, beautiful day for once. We got lucky. We managed to park the four-wheel drives just behind us. This really is as good as it gets. I'm a bit lost for words.
Crikey, I'm on, and it feels like I've got something with a bit of weight behind it. All I've got to do is get it to these rocks.
Probably a shark. Probably a shark. Oh well, we know the curried lamb's working. We might give it one more go. Well, how exciting was that? Had two bust-offs. I suspect they were probably sharks, so I don't reckon I had much of a chance of getting them in. Ferrell's staying down on the beach. He's going to fish for another couple of hours, but he's giving me instructions and directions on how to get to the perfect campsite down at 3 Mile. So I've plugged him in to the VMS, and we're going to track out under lights. Get down to the campsite and relax.
Or so I thought. Unfortunately, our luck was out once again, and not too far along our way, Shelley came over the radio to say that she was bogged on the track. Luckily, there was enough firm ground in front of her for me to reverse Shorty into position and snatch her out. This situation is definitely not ideal with it being pitch black out here and everyone is getting tired. But we have to sort this out quickly because we just don't know when another bad weather front is going to move in on us. No sooner had I snatched Shelley out and Scott's gone under too. But he's in even deeper than Shelley, and Shorty is definitely not in a position to come to the rescue. This time, we've got to use the trusty camera car. This is going to require a winch job if we've got any chance of getting Scott out of this mess. By now, our chances of waking up on 3 Mile Camp were well and truly lost, and diverted instead towards simply hoping we can get Scott out and get back to the cabins for another night. I'm really hoping this works. Let's give it a go.
Let's take it up a little bit.
Yes, slowly but surely, Scott's Hilux popped up and out of the mud and we were in the clear. Well done to our photographer Anthony. Good winching, mate. Now let's get out of here.
Get more for less at 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre with insane deals on King's DIY storage and 12-volt gear to build your dream 4-wheel drive. Whether it's an inverter you need to run 240-volt gear on the job site or the campsite, a battery box or a 12-volt control box to easily access your power, King's 12-volt DIY gear is what you need to take your 12-volt setup to the next level. Need a battery? King's has you covered with a full range of AGM, slimline and lithium batteries in sizes ranging from 98 amp hour to 200 amp hour. All built with ultra high quality components to go the distance. And of course, you just can't beat King's solar panels and blankets to silently charge your batteries anytime the sun's out. At 4-wheel drive Supacentre, you get more for less.
Day 5 on Nalo station and our patience is starting to wear thin. Food supplies are getting low and Christmas Day is fast approaching. We're hoping that the road back down to Quobba will be reopened today and we can get moving. Fortunately for us, Paul has let us know that the road is now open. It's time to fuel up and get out of here. It's been a heck of an experience up here with Paul and Ferrell, but it's come to the point where we have to say goodbye. Let's just hope that the water is dropped enough to push south back to Quobba and then on to home.
It's not very often that I put fuel in shorty using something older than the 4-wheel drive itself. Check that out. Saddle up, folks. We've been given the all clear to get off the property. Northwest Coastal Highway looks like it should be open in the next 24 hours, but by the look of the amount of water that's still on the track, even though it has dropped significantly, I think getting to the highway is going to be a challenge in itself.
Now we're going to be pioneering this road as we're the first to travel it since the flooding. I'm feeling a bit apprehensive, but all we can do is try. Let's get stuck into it. By the looks of this first water crossing, this drive could be pretty interesting.
Mud, mud, glorious mud. We've got about another 3 dozen of these things to get through yet.
If we stand any chance of getting to Quobba today, we've got to push on fairly swiftly. Because if we get into any serious strife, we need to have ample time up our sleeves to find a solution and get out before it gets dark. The damage caused to this track by the rain is absolutely astonishing. The power of Mother Nature is obvious and it can reshape a track in a matter of days, especially when that track is made of mud and sand. Some sections are completely washed out, so we've got to keep our wits about us at all times. There's so many water crossings on this track that they're starting to play tricks on us. Some look shallow and easy, but are deep and difficult, while others, well, they're vice versa. This one's got me worried, so I thought I'd check it on foot.
Should be apples. Green apples.
But yeah, it was playing tricks on me, and it turned out to be less than a foot deep.
Let's get out of here. Will you? You go first then.
Alright. Gravy, alright?
Off she goes.
Nice correction.
It's just after midday now, and we've covered some good ground. We've made it past the boundary of Nalo station, and we're now back on Quobba territory. Things are looking good.
Chibi apples. Green apples.
We've had 1 or 2 minor setbacks. Scott's just lost his headlight cover in a puddle, but I'm sure he'll survive.
There's another cover gone. Oh well, small price to pay. Plenty of light cover. Plenty more of those where they came from.
I obviously spoke too soon as we came up on this absolute doozy of a crossing.
So far all these little crossings have all been doable, but it really only takes one, doesn't it? If you can't get across one, there's no point in doing 99. You've got to do the 100. We've just come up upon one now that just looks very, very long. It looks deep. Looks wide. Oh, I hope this doesn't stop us. Holy heck! Oh, what was that? Mate, it hit halfway up my windscreen.
Windscreen.
I had water coming through my gear stick levers, it's all through the car. I've got water everywhere. The girls might want to make a educated decision on this one. Wait, hold it there, don't cross. That's, you might need to think about that for a second.
I've never done anything like this before. That's it, you're doing good, you're doing good. Just keep that momentum up. See that nice bow wave you got in front? Don't try and go any faster, just keep that momentum up. I can surf in front of your car right now. Looks worse than it is. You're doing well. You're doing real well. Looks worse than it is. That's a beautiful bow wave. Keep it going. Now come out and dry yourselves off.
It's hard to believe the amount of water that's still on this road. I can only imagine what it must have been like when it was at its worst.
Righto, Scott, come on across, mate.
Oh dear, I'm going underwater.
The trick here is to choose your gear before you hit the water, and then keep up just enough momentum to form a bow wave in front of the four-wheel drive.
Get some recovery gear ready.
David, go put it inside.
That's all right.
For a moment there, we were all thinking that Scott wasn't going to make it, but he keeps up the momentum and slowly ploughs his way through. Good on you, Scott. That's the way to do it. Let's press on and keep our fingers crossed so we don't come across any more oceans. Fortunately for us, we didn't. It was plain sailing from there, and finally we made it back to Quobba Homestead. On arrival at the station, we wanted to take advantage of the remaining sunshine to dry out our gear. But this was not the same Quobba that we had left days ago. Alan, an employee of Quobba, gave us an insight into the extent of the damage caused.
Well, with power systems down, so the 24-hour power system's gone, and we're now on generator power, basically 24 hours a day. We've lost a couple of cabins, and we've had extensive water damage in a few of the others, so we've had obviously cancellation of bookings and so on. We didn't think it was going to be too bad at all. In fact, we were delighted. We were thinking we might get 100 mils or so, and it turned out we got nearly 350, which is 14 inches or something. And I've been coming here for 38 years and I'd never seen anything like it, so it was pretty special.
Not long after, the SES turned up in a chopper with supplies and a news crew. This really was a big event that we'd been part of. They let us know the extent of the flooding in the region, and we were absolutely shocked. We were told that huge sections of the highway, both north and south of Carnarvon, had been washed away. But there was a chance there could be developments by the morning.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but I've had about enough for one day. What do you say we pitch up camp somewhere around here?
Yeah, this looks like a good spot to roll out the smoke.
What a day, what a week. Time to settle in for the evening and finally get a spot of camping in on Quobba Station.
How quick and easy is that? Well, looks like the rain's holding off for now. Don't like what I see over there though. But what can you do? Gonna hunker down, get a bit of tea on. Beautiful spot to camp. Million-star view if the clouds will part for a little while, but otherwise, nothing to complain about. It's all too good. Peace and quiet at last after all that. Oh, good night all. Well, we didn't get much rain last night, a couple of light showers. It's looking a lot better today. So let's hope we can get on that track and get down to the highway.
Yes, some good news at last, but it's not exactly ideal. The northern section of the Northwest Coastal Highway is open from Carnarvon to Manila, which means a long, long detour back to Perth. But it'll all be worthwhile if everyone makes it home for Christmas. However, we can't get too excited just yet. Even though the highway may be open, it had been brought to my attention that Blowholes Road, which is the road that links us back to the main highway, may also have some problems.
Just scouting ahead a bit here just to make sure this road is actually passable. I mean, there's not a lot of point in everybody mobilising at once because fuel has now become a bit of a factor. I mean, none of the service stations have got fuel. The stations can't afford to give us fuel because they don't have that much. So there's no point in everyone driving out and everyone driving back. We may as well keep the four-wheel drives all in one spot. I'm going to go out and check ahead to make sure the road is okay.
Blowholes Road passes just south of Lake McLeod, and there's a very good chance that it could have some substantial flooding.
It's quite a lake. All right, we're getting onto it now. Another kilometre or so just over this hill. the lake crosses both sides of the road. That's where it could get interesting, so we'll slow down there. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, here we go. This is what I was afraid of. That does not look good at all.
This is unbelievable. Look at it up there. This is just phenomenal. I mean, it's hard to comprehend that the amount of rain we had can do all this, and apparently this is nothing compared to what's actually south of Carnarvon out there. But this is what, 4 or 5 days after we actually had the rain? So it's not the rain itself, it's the after effects. So if this is 4 or 5 days later, and we've still got days to go before this water comes down, I'd hate to think what the road looks like under the water. This is just mind-boggling. Let's go and check out this road a bit further up.
There's a huge body of water here, and the only thing holding it back is the road. If this road gives way, we could all be in big trouble.
Now, we all know Old Shorty's a pretty capable vehicle, but that is not something I'm willing to tackle. I drove over that a few days ago. Whole sections of road missing.
There's just no way we can risk driving across this road. Any added pressure on this undercut road could easily make it give way, and whoever is on it at the time will be swept away in a huge torrent of water. It looks as if we're here to stay. This road won't be fixed for weeks.
Home sweet home. Home sweet home.
I wasn't looking forward to telling the others about our dire situation. I mean, Christmas, it's only 3 days away. We're now running very low on food supplies, and there certainly isn't any luxuries left. We're going to have a pretty lean Christmas this year, but hey, at least we survived the storm.
I wouldn't go near it on
How
foot.
did we not hear about that?
Now, while I delivered the news that no one wanted to hear, our producer informed 4-Wheel Drive Action HQ. We've been in some pretty sticky situations in the past, but I reckon this one tops them all. Let's just sit tight and settle in for another night on the station. Hang about, what's this? It's early morning and a chopper is inbound for the station. The guys at 4-Wheel Drive Action HQ have come through and dispatched a helicopter to evacuate us from being stuck out here for Christmas and the following few weeks. Saddle up, folks. Time to get a move on. How lucky are we? This is just amazing. Looks like Shorty and the other vehicles will have to stay put for a little while, but I'm not worried. We'll be back to collect them just as soon as that road is rebuilt and then reopened.
Wow, what an absolutely epic trip. I've enjoyed every second of this. Look, it didn't go according to plan, but that doesn't matter. I've been part of an historic event out here. I've seen some fantastic landscapes and I've met some real characters. But now, check out this bad boy. This is going to be one heck of a ride. I'll catch you all later. 4-Wheel Drive Action.
Forget building your own set of storage drawers or paying well over $1,000 for a set elsewhere, and get your hands on a set of incredibly tough and unbeatable value for money Titan storage drawers. Our entire range of Titan storage drawers have been built to handle just about anything you can throw at them. All models of Titan double drawers come with an included built-in fridge slide on the left-hand side, saving you up to $200 compared to some other brands that charge extra for a fridge slide. Each drawer top also has these heavy-duty spring-loaded tie-down points to secure your gear on even the most corrugated roads. We've put them through their paces like none other. We've jumped on them, overloaded them with bricks, chucked an engine on the drawers at full extension, absolutely flooded them and used them off-road year after year to prove just how tough they are. The Titan 900 single drawer is perfect for those who have limited space to install a storage drawer. It has internal dimensions of 430mm wide, 790mm long, and 190mm deep. The Titan 900 double drawer setup is ideal for smaller wagons like Prados, Pajeros, and SUVs, with the internal dimensions identical to the 900 single drawer on each side. The Titan 1300 ute drawers are made specifically for vans and utes. The internal dimensions are 1200mm long, 430mm wide, and 150mm high. The 1300mm single drawers are also a cracking addition to the back of vans and utes. The internal dimensions are the same as the double 1300 drawers, but have an extra 40mm of depth, making them 190mm deep. And finally, for the bigger wagons like Land Cruisers and Patrols, the double 1070 storage drawers have internal dimensions of 880mm long, 470mm wide, and 180mm of depth. They come 95% pre-assembled, and all you need to install them is a couple of basic hand tools and a couple of hours on a lazy Sunday arvo. You can also add optional wing kits, both model specific and DIY, so you can finish off the back of your four-wheel drive and have plenty of storage available for your next adventure. Take your setup to the next level with the incredibly tough and unbeatable value for money Titan storage drawers.
If you're after a next level 12-volt upgrade for your vehicle or your next camping trip, then check this out. The Adventure King's 120 amp hour lithium battery. This uses high capacity, brand new grade A lithium iron phosphate cells capable of thousands of cycles. It's paired with a high quality BMS able to output up to 160 amps of current. The future of 12-volt setups is here. Lithium batteries are super lightweight and still have heaps of power capacity. In fact, this battery weighs just over 15 kilos. That's about half as much as a similar capacity AGM. But that's not all. Lithium batteries have the ability to use their entire capacity from 100 to 0% and still have an incredibly long life. The reason Adventure King's lithium batteries are so good is because they use lithium iron phosphate chemistry. That means if you're using the entire 120 amp hours of capacity in this battery every day, it would still last almost 5.5 years. Some cheap lithium batteries use grade B or even second-hand cells to keep the cost down, but not here. Adventure King's lithium iron phosphate batteries use brand new grade A prismatic cells. When these batteries are assembled, each individual cell is matched with others and then grouped. Then those cells are balanced, which means that these batteries always function at their best and ensure you have full capacity. Another major feature of these Adventure King's 120 amp hour lithium batteries is the high quality internal battery management system. This BMS for short takes care of the individual cells. It balances them while you're charging your battery. It prevents overcharge, over discharge, over temperature, and short circuits. A high quality BMS is so important, and it's also incredibly important to match the BMS to the cells and the use of the battery. A good indicator of a high quality BMS is to look for high current discharge and charge ratings. This battery is capable of charging and discharging constantly at up to 100 amps, and it can do a peak discharge of 160 amps of current. A high discharge current and a high peak discharge current are very important if you want to run things like inverters that need a lot of power when they turn on to fill the capacitors. If you're looking at a battery that has a much lower charge and discharge rate, they could be cost cutting by using a cheaper BMS. Lithium iron phosphate is a safe technology, unlike some other lithium chemistries, and Adventure King's lithium batteries are doubly safe. Not only are they sealed and safe to use in your vehicle, they've also passed a short circuit test, overcharge test, over temperature test, and a vibration test, so they're ready to be put to use. Some lithium batteries are extremely sensitive to hot and cold temperatures, and they can be damaged or destroyed by trying to use them. Adventure King's batteries though can be charged anywhere from 0 to 50 degrees Celsius and used or discharged anywhere from -20 right through to +60 degrees Celsius. They use threaded M8 terminals for high power output and easy connection. Measuring in at 330mm long by 162mm wide and 215mm tall, they fit perfectly in an Adventure Kings battery box for a lightweight and powerful portable power station. And with 120 amp hours on tap, you could run a camping fridge for 5 or even 6 days. Or you can permanently install them in your vehicle for a next level, super powerful setup that barely weighs anything. And for that reason, they're perfect for your four-wheel drive, motorhome, caravan, or camper trailer, where you need to be concerned about GVM and GCM limits. So if you want a safe, lightweight, super powerful, and super long-lasting lithium battery for your next level setup, you can't beat an Adventure Kings 120 amp hour lithium battery.
Introducing the incredible Adventure Kings Premium Camp Oven Stove. Your new best mate for delicious barbecue or campfire cooking and warm, cozy fires whether you're at home in your backyard or at your favorite campsite. Let me show you all the things that I absolutely love about it, and I'm sure you're gonna love too. This amazing bit of gear has been designed right here in Australia, and it combines a camping stove and a portable barbecue into one. It can run off multiple fuel sources: wood, heat beads, charcoal, briquettes, and more. When it's time to cook up a feast, you can fit 2 large pots or pans on this huge flat cooktop surface that measures in at 520mm long by 300mm wide. That's enough space to cook up a feast for the entire family. And because it runs on wood or heat beads, you can leave the gas bottle behind, one less thing to pack. And when you want a beautiful roaring campfire, use the included hook tool to simply lift the 2-piece lid off completely and just add in some more firewood. The raised and closed design means you won't risk scorching your grass, your deck, or even your driveway. And you'll be able to use it for a beautiful warm fire at campsites that don't allow open ground fires. Plus, your firewood lasts longer because you're closer to the heat. Now that's cozy. The enclosed design means it's super efficient, and you can make the most of your fuel by directing the heat exactly where you want it. You can even adjust the temperature of your fire by varying the airflow. With these sliding vents on the side, a 2-piece removable lid on top, and an adjustable flue, you're always in control. Remove the entire lid for an open fire, or just this circular inner piece if you need extra heat for cooking, like searing steaks to finish them off. And this up here, now that is a real game changer. A chimney that extends over 2.4 meters off the ground to direct smoke away from your campsite for smoke-free campfires. You can even position the premium camp oven stove under your awning, your gazebo, or your shed for maximum warmth. And the angular offset chimney piece allows smoke to funnel away rather than getting trapped underneath. There's even a spark arrestor on top for good measure. There are so many more things to absolutely love about the Kings Premium Camp Oven Stove. It's been designed to be super sturdy with these 4 large legs that extend the footprint a foot wider in both directions for excellent stability. The legs simply screw into the bottom like this, and you can remove the middle piece for a lower fire. This huge access door swings open with the included hook tool to allow you to easily refill the Premium Camp Oven Stove as required. Inside, you've got this fuel rack that keeps your wood or your charcoal up off the floor, maximising airflow and preventing wasted heat. It's a breeze to transport, set up and pack down too, with no tools required. Each of the 4 2-piece legs simply screw together and the chimney pieces pack into each other, with everything fitting into the main body of the Premium Camp Oven Stove for simple transport. Make sure you don't miss the incredible genuine cooking accessories available too, like a proper wood-fired meat smoker and a clever barbecue hot plate set to really take your camp cooking to the next level. And a stainless steel water boiler too. Whether I'm at home in my backyard or out camping with family, my mates, or even by myself, I absolutely love my Adventure Kings Premium Camp Oven Stove. It's a portable fire pit, it's a wood or charcoal barbecue, and it's the centerpiece of every backyard get-together or camping adventure, and I know you're gonna love yours too.
Introducing the insane new Adventure Kings 9-inch lethal LED driving lights. These things have an amazing combination of both spot and flood light. They have 21,840 lab-proven effective lumens per pair. That's over 2,000 more than the previous generation. Plus, they have huge light distance performance with one lux at over 1.3 kilometres. These are the LED driving lights that other lights wish they were. You asked and we listened. You said you wanted even more flood of light out of your LED driving lights to light up the sides of the road, the highway and the tracks. We went back to the drawing board to redesign the lethal LED driving lights to produce exactly that. At the same time, we upgraded the lights to the ridiculously tough King's Laser Light die-cast aluminium housings and 3mm folded steel mounts. So not only are these some of the brightest LED driving lights we've ever sold, but they're also the toughest. How bright? Try a lab-proven 21,840 lumens per pair and one lux of 1,342 metres. That's real-world lumens too, not the theoretical lumens that some lights claim they produce. That's thanks to the genuine German-designed Osram LEDs for simply unparalleled light performance. We've also re-engineered the lethal lights with a new 5,185 Kelvin colour temperature. That means they're just a little bit more on the softer, warmer side. Still a clear, crisp white light, but that little bit easier on the eyes when driving long distances. And of course, you get all the features and quality you'd expect from Adventure King's driving lights, like polycarbonate lenses, the same stuff riot shields and fighter jet canopies are made of, and an IP68 water and dustproof rating, meaning these lights are waterproof to a depth of 1 metre for an hour. Plus, for the first time ever, they're rated to IP69K. That means they can withstand high pressure jets of hot water. That tough die-cast alloy housing features passive cooling fins and a waterproof breather for longevity, and they have the ability to run on both 12 and 24 volt, meaning they're suitable for everything from cars and four-wheel drives to trucks and machinery. Including the brackets, they measure 250mm high, 230mm wide, and 115mm deep. They have an attachment system that uses two 8mm bolts on either side to positively lock them in place and prevent them from falling out of alignment. And of course, they use the same plug as all previous Adventure King's lights, which makes them an easy 10-minute upgrade. Just unplug your old lights, bolt the new ones on, plug them in, and you're ready to go. Add in a 2-year warranty and you've got a simply incredible set of lights that leave the competition looking a little underwhelming. The Adventure King's 9-inch lethal LED driving lights are the best value LED driving lights on the market. We've re-engineered them to be incredibly tough and incredibly bright. They'll turn night into day, and they're on sale right now for a price you have to see to believe.
You asked and we've listened. The incredible MT1 Go Anywhere camper trailer has just received an ATM upgrade to 2 tonnes. All new Adventure King's MT1 camper trailers will now come with the new upgraded 2-tonne ATM. But don't worry if you already own an MT1, because a retrofit upgrade kit is available too. The MT1 is already an ultra tough trailer with a one-piece 150 by 50mm chassis that extends right from the drawbar all the way to the back of the trailer. Now it's even tougher with upgraded suspension, bearings, brakes and wheels to bring it up to a 2-tonne ATM. The brakes are upgraded from 10-inch to 12-inch electric brakes. The alloy rims are now rated to 2-tonne ATM. And an upgraded set of suspension arms also suit the upgraded ATM. And for existing owners, the retrofit upgrade is incredibly easy to do at home yourself. Everything just bolts onto the trailer with no modifications needed. That extra payload capacity means that you've got more ability than ever before to carry the gear that you need and still remain legal. For more information and full detailed specs on the MT1, see the 4-wheel drive Supacentre website. Now with a 2-tonne ATM upgrade, the Adventure King's MT1 Go Anywhere camper trailer can carry more gear than ever before.